Hello, I'm a retired science teacher, and recently I've been asked to come into my grandson's classroom and do a lesson on sound. And I thought if any of you are interested, I could show you a couple of little hands-on things that are really fun for kids. And down below this video, I've attached a PowerPoint that I use. These are speaking points for me, but you can see how easily you could use them in your classroom. So if you'd like to, come and take a look at what I've made and see if it might be something that you would find interesting. Here are the supplies you're going to need for this homemade phonograph. You need some wooden pencils, and it's important that you get the standard size. Don't get big fat ones or narrow ones. These are the ones that work. You'll need some Scotch tape, some safety pins, some pennies, little pieces of scrap wood. This is from Home Depot paint mixing sticks, but you can use anything. You need some old 33 1/3 records. You can get these at thrift shops for probably about $1 a piece, and then you have them for the rest of your life. And some paper. So for each group, a pencil, some tape, safety pin, a penny, a little piece of wood, some paper, and a record. Now let's see how it all goes together to make one of these. I like to start by giving each group 4 or 5 of these 2-inch long pre-cut pieces so they can have them handy when their job starts. Group sizes vary, but about 4 kids this works really well. You get larger than that and then you get a lot of silliness going on. So I have my tape cut. Then you might have to go around and actually do this with students, but I want you to have them fold this paper into a cone. And the way you do that is grab the 2 corners and you just twist. You see how I'm twisting like that? And then I keep twisting, and then I can keep twisting it more and more. And I want to get a cone that's fairly long and pointy at the end. So I keep playing with it until I get something like that. And then I'll take right here where there's a little tab, I'll take a piece of tape and I'll put it right there, and that locks in my cone. It's not going to go anywhere. And I might take another piece of tape and put it up here on this crease where the paper comes together. Now my cone is locked in. The next thing I do is I take a safety pin and take that safety pin and I open it, and then I spring it open to about 90 degrees. And then I take that safety pin, and prior to doing this, I should say, I'll take another piece of tape and I'll go around the circumference of the point, because this paper could tear, but the tape helps it remain more rigid. You can even pinch this at the end where the tape kind of sticks to itself. Then you take the safety pin and you stab it right through here, and it comes out the other side. And then you see how it's kind of wiggling all around? I would take another piece of tape, go over the top, and come down on the other side. And now you can see that's locked in place. In order to give it a little extra weight, I'm going to put a penny here. I'll put it right back here. I'm going to tape this penny down. See, there's my setup. Now, what I'll do with this then, I'll set this aside for a moment, and I'm going to take a piece of wood, this soft wood, and I'm just going to dent a hole into it. And when I say dent a hole, I'm going to take a sharp point like an ice pick or a nail, and I'm going to just push it in here. And I've got a little spot right there, a little divot, and that'll help me to keep things set up just right. I take my pencil, and then I'll take my 33 1/3 record. I've used these a long time and they get all scratched up, so I'm going to avoid this one because it has a really bad scratch on this side, but I'll go to this side, and then I take it and push this through and twist, and I want to twist and get it stuck in there where it's good and tight. And then this, actually you take this piece of wood, put the point on it, and see if you can set it down. I can't, so I'm going to have to look around here and get that right into the point. So the point is going in to the divot of that little piece of wood. And now you can see I can spin this And I would have my students practice spinning this. If there's a lot of wobble in the record, this won't work well. So if there's a lot of wobble, have them kind of push it around and get it to where it doesn't wobble. And then they take this piece of paper, and what's going to happen here is this little point is going to ride in one of the ridges in there where there's a lot of scratches, and those scratches are really vibrations that sounds originally made. The penny's going to give it a little bit of weight, and when that pin begins to vibrate, the vibration's going to come up the paper, and the paper is going to vibrate, and hopefully we'll get some sound coming out of the end. Now, when I'm spinning this, I really should be spinning it at 33 1/3 times a minute. I don't know how to do that, so I'm going to spin it really fast. I'm going to lay the pen point down, and then you'll hear it when it gets to the right speed. Listen up. I give it another spin, lay it down. Now, of course, I'm holding this by hand. There's no way I can be like the arm of a real record player. It's going to jump over grooves. But they will get the idea that sound is taking place in here. The materials you will need for this little project are a couple of these little plastic cups, one popsicle stick, or anything small like a stick, and some kite string. That's all you need. When we talk about sound, we talk about sound as a vibration that's going through matter. And one of the demonstrations that I use, and I've used for years, are this very old idea of a tin can phone, where we used to take these tin cans, punch a hole in the bottom, and tie a string between two cans, pull it very taut, and speak into one of the cans and listen into the can on the other side. And it demonstrates how sound waves coming out of your mouth cause the can to vibrate the string all the way to the other can, and then cause that can to vibrate the air within it, and then go into that other person's ear, and they can hear that sound traveling through a vibration. So I've refined this a little bit because I've had quite a few failures in the classroom. And what I've done is I've gone to these Dixie cups, and oftentimes when I do this activity, students really don't know what's going on with the vibrations, so they tend to do this. They hold the cup or the can like this, and they kill all the vibrations. So I melted a couple holes on each side, and I put these little loopy handles on here so they can hold these and allow the entire surface of the cup to vibrate. The other thing I've done is, if you look inside, you can see that I have a popsicle stick, and then I have a string tied to that popsicle stick, and it comes out the bottom side. But also, I put tape there to hold that popsicle stick in place, because this string, I say it's about 50 feet long, 60 feet. You want it long enough so students can't hear themselves yelling through the air instead of the cup, so you want a good distance. They have to hold it very taut, and you have to instruct them not to both speaking into the cups at the same time, obviously. The other issue you're going to have with students is they get these strings all tangled up. So what I would advise you to do is make these ahead of time. Don't let the kids make them. They make a mess. Put one can inside the other and take the string, and I just folded it there, and I'm coming to the end. But when I get to the end, I just took and made a little piece of cardboard here, and I'm going to take this cardboard and I'm going to wrap the string in here and take it into the classroom that way. So I got that. That's all set to go, and it's ready to go into the classroom. Another demonstration of sound, put a little bit of liquid, dip your finger, and begin going around. And making a sound, and then you can continue asking students when you pour more liquid in there, what happens? Is the pitch going to get higher? Yeah. But what I really wanted to show you, and this would be interesting if your students could see it, is what happens in the water when that sound vibration travels around. Because remember, the glass is vibrating and sending sound out, but it's also vibrating and sending waves of liquid in an interesting pattern inside. So let me show you that. Watch the waves on the surface. Wonder what happens if I go a little higher. Now that's pretty cool. Thank you for watching.